Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jenny Chess, and today's discussion we will talk about sports. Just sports in general, also sports that I really enjoy, right? So, the first one is probably, also before that, we're talking about sports, right? So, why sports specifically? Well, because it just came to my mind since in the previous episode we talk about, how someone who can run probably cannot swim or something like that, right? Like uh, the topics about if you're bad at something, you're good at something else, right? And it works the other way around as well. So yeah, there's that. And because we mentioned sports, then let's talk about the sports that I like and that I can actually do then, right? That would be fair, right? Um, so the first sport that I like, let's start with the sports that I like first, right? Okay, so the sports that I like, number one is probably running. Um, you know, moving basically things that needs me my whole body to move like running. Although running is like very generic, right? Like most of sports have running aspects in it, right? But here in my case, I just like running in general, um, like running and its derivatives or similarities, like jogging and then like hiking or what is it, like fast walking, like if you're feeling not want to run but you want to walk, you don't want to run but you also don't want to walk slowly, right? So you start walk faster, like jogging basically. Yeah, I'm into that, like hiking as well, like I said in the like previous episodes back then about talking about mountain, right? Yeah, I like hiking mountains. Don't know if I'm still able to do it like right now in 2022. Probably not. Probably I will need some practices first before actually go to any kind of mountain or hills that I will have to hike into, because you know this is like big, right, so uh you need to like practice before actually jumping into the big thing, right? But yeah, so running in general, I can do it. Is it about long term running or short term running, as in there's like also a marathon, right? And this is like running continuously, right? For like um I don't know how long, probably like about 40 minutes or so, right? Traveling like few miles, right? But the thing is that for this specific, the marathon, I see this like the mountain thing. So it's like something big. And if I'm like right now jump into a marathon, then I'm not gonna be able to do it because it need practices. You need to start practicing running like in a field or across, just circling around a park, just practicing running every day, just make a practice. Then after that, jump into a marathon. Then yeah, I can do it. But again, it's like big thing, right? Just like hiking mountain, it's big thing. So you need to practice before actually jumping into it. Otherwise, you're just stupid. Then, because you will just exhaust your body quickly and you'll pass out probably because all the energy that you're not used to, right? Because you're not practicing it. And yeah, marathon, I consider that as big thing that need practices. And how about a short run, like just run as fast as you can, like in seconds, right? Like maybe within under 20 seconds, just how far you can get, then yes, I actually can do that, like right now, because I can go into full berserk mode, I would say. I don't know what it is called. Like, I just charge, right? Just charge as fast as I can, as long as I can, right? By as long, I mean getting long distance as I can, right? But only few seconds, like under 20 seconds, probably like a minute at max, maybe half a minute. And yeah, I can do that. And but after that, I will then pass out because I basically already running out of all the juice or the energy, right? Because of this like short term berserk mode, right? Yeah, it's kind of risky if you think about it. Again, this also needs practice so that you still can manage how to manage your energy, like, right? Like, um, so that you don't die at the end of it, right? Like just pass out, right? So yeah, it still need practice, but I think at any time I can actually do this. Like, the reason why is probably because I got used to running like in lots of situations. Like when I was scared, I got chased by a dog, and I had to run, right? So not really, but okay. Well, yeah. I mean, so I was with my neighbor, right? My neighbor kid, and we just basically walking around the area, right? And then suddenly there's a dog like that, that got loose or something like that, and it started to chase both of us, right? And there's two options. The first one is climbing a fence, and then the second one is just pure running, right? So my friend just at that time, without thinking, he just um left me and climbed the fence, right? Me, I'm just without thinking anymore, I just start running. And even though the dog actually catch me at the end, caught me, I mean, at the end, like I just stand there, right? Because I know that the dog will catch to me, so I just stopped. And I don't know, I just stand there basically. And then the dog kind of sniffed me, and then for a while, and then the dog just left basically. I don't know what happened with the dog. Like, I guess that's just how random dogs do, probably. Like, they just chase people, and then but not really gonna do anything with them, right? Just chase them. And I just stand there and stop. And the dog just gave me a whiff, or a sniff basically, and then just left me. And yeah, that's like one of the earliest case where I actually needed to run for my life. Like, literally, I was scared by dogs. Like, because uh, I'm like, I came from a family that is not used to dogs. Well, maybe, probably my dad. Actually, he said that he had dogs back then, but I never recall, right? I never remembered about it. But yeah, but since I have never been get used to dogs, so I just don't know how to deal with them, right? Therefore, I just felt scared because there's no actual nice dogs that came into me, right? Because this is like the first dog that came to me, and it's chasing me. So kind of got traumatized by that. But it's then, right? It's different from now. If I saw any dog, then I'll just be fine. I'll just probably pet them, or just let it lick my hands or something like that. I don't know. I'll just probably rub it like how I like my cat, probably. And yeah, so that's running. Really, lots of instances where I just run, basically, run out of something, right? But or run for something, also, right? But yeah, so that's the first one. That's about running. And eventually I also like running, like just in general in my school, I just whenever it's sport class, whenever it's about running, then I feel like the most comfortable basically because the others are not as great as I think. The second one is about softball. um this one is like baseball, basically, right? If you're from the United States or Europe, basically, baseball. Uh, the thing about baseball here in my country is that we don't actually own, have any random big field, right? Like open field to play baseball because baseball needs a lot of space, right? There's like the first where you actually hit the ball and then you need to run the first base and then second base, third base, probably, right? I mean, softball is the same here at least. What we call as softball, basically, maybe it's different from yours, but yeah, it doesn't require bigger area like baseball, right? Um, and yeah, and softball, if you hit the ball and it's out of the, it went out of the field, then I think it would be considered as foul, at least here, as at least as I remembered, right? Because you need the ball to play, and you need the ball to be in the field so that someone can catch it, and then that person can throw it back to anyone from your team, right? Maybe someone that's posting at by posting, I mean waiting at first base, second base, or third base, or something like that, right? But yeah, I like this. Maybe if I was born in the US or the Europe or something big with a big, baseball thing, then I will probably love that, right? Because I because there is no wide area here, at least in nearby of my school. So yeah, but I can see how I can actually love baseball because I can see that I like softball. So it's probably the same basically. Again, maybe the term softball for you guys is probably different from mine, but yeah. So that's the second, right? I really love that. Again, there's a running aspect into it, right? After you hit the ball and then you just run, right? If you hit it good, then you can probably circling around all the base, right? As softball, I think sometimes we got three, but most of the time I think we had only two bases. The first is the closest one, the second is the furthest one, and then after that you have to actually go back to your safe zone basically with other or your friends basically that will took in turn to hit the ball, right? So this is like longer, but um, I mean shorter than baseball in this, but it's actually longer, right? Since the distance from the furthest base into your safe zone is the furthest, basically, right? So this is like very far away, right? And yeah, the reason why I like it is also because I got the chance to hit the ball. I really love when I'm the one who is hitting the ball because I'm actually great at that. I would say myself, like, um, when someone offered me the ball, right? Like throw me the ball, like most of the time I will hit it, and I will hit it far enough that it's still in the field. So I'm kind of a good hitter as well, I would say. Hitting the ball, obviously, right? And yeah, love this sport. The last time I played this is actually in the university when we had um, like all of my friends from the same uh, batch that I entered. There's like 120 something of us. We we, to get to know each other, we hang out together, right? And when we hang out together in the place that we were in, there is like a wide open area where we played softball. So we played that, and that's like the last time I played softball. Basically, it was in 2016, I believe, 2016. But it's towards the end of 2016 where it's already started to wet season, basically, where it's just raining all day every day. But yeah, that's then, right? So the next one, if I could say, um we're talking about physical sports, right? Like, of course, there is like mobile sports. I don't remember what it's called again, where you play games, like that's, oh, e-sport. Okay, e-sport, right? This one also is a sport that requires skill in playing games, right? This one I like as well, but I like it like just, playing games in general. So I'm not really into this kind of stuff, like competitively. I mean, I can, but I'd rather not, because I just want to enjoy playing the game. And yeah, I just want to play lots of games so that I can experience any kind of games. Like, because there's just so many categories of games, right? Like, by games, I mean, of course, PC games, mobile games, like the one that we discussed way back, like a few days ago, right? So yeah, there's that. Okay, so this is like I like, but yeah, it's, yeah, mid, basically, like not really into it. So yeah, the next thing, if I can see it, but what else? Like, of course, there's like badminton, right? And then there is basketball, and then there is also soccer, right, or football. But I those were all sports that I don't really like. Well, maybe badminton is like midway. I kind of like it, but also not at some point, because yeah, there are some things that I like. So about badminton itself, um, the thing about badminton is that uh, you know, we're also moving our body, right? Like, we need to quickly go here and then hit the balls, and it swings to the other side, and then the guy swings back, and then we go here, and then we hit it, and then we swing back again, right? And so far, so forth. But the thing about this, I like, as in, it's like easier than basketball, like also like football and soccer, right? But the thing that I dislike from this is that um every time I did badminton, I always end up like having I don't know, like some kind of cramp. You know what it's called when you yeah, like whiplash, basically. Didn't know what the thing is called. Like, basically, you need to go to sudden places suddenly, right? Like, you need to go here suddenly and then hit the ball, and then, but your opponents then hit the balls too far away, right? So you need to move here instantly, right? Or quickly. But whenever I did that, I always end up having my legs like getting whiplash or something like that, like falling and stuff like that. I just don't like it, right? Um, you know, I like the idea of the badminton, but it's just whenever I do it, I end up hurting myself, basically, and that's bad, right? Because the the point of sport is to make you feel healthy, or something like that. Like having your physical body or physical capabilities increase, right? But every time I play badminton, something bad always happens, so I kind of dislike this. And then the next is like the big ball. This is also the things that I dislike as well, like football or soccer. and then there's also like basketball, volleyball as well. First, the ball is too big for me. I would say because like basketball, that ball is just a rubber, right? Pure rubber, and yeah, with some air in it as well. But it's like a hard rubber. It's heavy first, and then I just don't know how to play it. Basically, like every time I dribble the ball, um, it's just weird. It feels weird, basically, right? Like I feel like my hands too small to hold the ball, basically. And then the other thing is that shooting the balls, right? Shooting the ball into the ring. Every time I do that, I always miss. Don't know the technique to do that. Like no one actually taught me to do that. Even the teacher is just like, oh yeah, just shoot the ball. Like how? But how? Like, uh, yeah. He also like uh give an example, right? Like, having it with one hand and then or two hand depends on how you enjoy it, and just put it like slightly above your head and then start throwing, right? But he didn't actually tell about how much power should it take, and then if I want to shoot straight, do I kinda just throw the ball, or should I have like some kind of movement that makes the ball slightly rotating or something like that, right? So it's not really clear, and yeah, every time I shoot the ball it's just a miss, or and then every time I dribble, it's either I do it badly or I just got tripped by my own ball that I'm dribbling, right? Like sometimes when I dribble the ball, it touched my foot. I don't know why, right? Like usually you want the ball to be dribbled like at the side of you, right? Not in front of you. But I tried that, but it still hit my foot. So yeah, I just got tripped by that as well, and it's just annoying. But yeah, that's like basketball, and then the next thing is the big ball again, like soccer. The same as the basketball. You kick the ball, right? But you don't know how much force do you kick it, at the top side or the bottom side. Do you want the ball to roll a little bit or rotate when you actually kick it, and then how to give a short pass and a long pass. I don't know, I just don't know any of this technique. Again, like it seems like every time the teacher taught us about it, it's just like theoretical, right? We didn't actually get to know it, and my friends that actually know how to do it couldn't really teach me how to do it. So again, it's just getting annoying, right? And then as well as the goal is over here, and then when you shoot it, sometimes when I kick it, it's just not always in there. Like, maybe it sometimes go there, don't know why. And also like maybe when I kick it instead of going there, it's just going up. I don't know why or what happened. It's just bad, right? And every time my friends saw me did that, um they always make fun of me, right? Like, haha, he cannot kick the ball or whatever. Like soccer is like probably the most popular, the most famous sports in my country at least. But I cannot do it, and it's just made fun of. But yeah, I just hate that eventually. Never want to do that again. Like, yeah, soccer, or as in football, different from the Americans football, where you actually hold the ball in your body and then you start charging, right? That actually I can see myself actually enjoy that. First, I have kind of big body, although if I'm according to American standard, body standard, I'm actually small, but here I have a big body, kinda. Although I'm kinda short as well, but I'm average here. But average here is like short, very short in America. because Asians are born somehow they're just smaller. Every time we see it's like European or Americans here, we just um, like we're seeing a Titan or something like that, right? They're just big, right? But if I'm actually there, and if I'm actually with having their average body and stuff, I can see myself also enjoying football as well, because again, um, it's about running as well, right? And then you just throw it, and the ball shape also kind of makes it easier to throw as well. Like it's elliptical, right? So the aerodynamic is more predictable than the roundness of balls like basketball or soccer ball, right? Where they're just like fully ball, like circular ball, right? And yeah, this one, the football, if I'm actually get used to it, just like baseball, then yeah, I can actually see myself enjoying that, actually, just charging into people, just making them fall, just charge my body, and then go through lots of defenses. I actually like that. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm not there. I wasn't born there, so yeah, there's that. But every time I watch it, I just enjoying it. And then the next is, and the last I would say, is probably like volleyball as well. I hate volleyball, again, the same like circular ball. I don't know why, but it's like big big balls, like big circular balls, like perfect ball. I just hate them. The volleyball as well. Like every time I hit the volleyball with my hand, like my palm of hand always felt cramped after that because of the hard hitting contact. I must be doing something wrong, right? Because that's not supposed to happen as well. So yeah, I hate that. And additional probably like chess as well. I also don't like chess because it's about thinking, right? It's basically tower defense, if you really think about it, right? Chess is just like tower defense. This I will probably talk about this in future episode, probably, like having chess over here and chess over here, right? And then you just make your pawn go forward, and then your horse, and then your rook or something like that, and then the queen as well, that can go everywhere basically, right? It's just difficult for me to think about, but what I know from chess is that all your move have to mean something. You don't just make random move. All your moves should be a sequence or a series of long sequence of move that you will have to execute later on. So if if your chain of this series got broken, then your opponent will easily defeat you, because there is a plot, not plot, but more like a hole. I mean, I wanted to say a hole, but more like plot hole, but it's not really plot. So yeah, there's like a hole in your series of um linked chained link move, right? So yeah, there's that as well. But I kind of know the technique to chess, but I don't really like enjoying it because it just needs a lot of thinking and stuff like that. It's getting to I would say getting too nerdy, because you need to think everything, right? Not great for my brain basically. But yeah, I think that's all about this video. It's getting long, right? But yeah, let me know down what you think about these sports. Tell me what your favorite, tell me what your least favorite or your hated sport. And yeah, I think that'll be for today's discussion. I will see you again tomorrow with another discussion, and goodbye.